In the Farbrengen of Shabbos Parshas Mishpotim Tovshin Chav Tes, there are some words missing in the Hanacha, and I would like to repeat them. The Rebbe spoke on the Rashi in Kesef Talve Sami, but the Rebbe had spoken about this Rashi already 2 years earlier, Shabbos Parshas Mishpotim Tovshin Chav Zayin. But the Rebbe said it was not enough time then, so he didn't explain the whole thing. Now the Rebbe asked more kashas. He asked the kasha from the Pasuk in B'chukei Setalech, etc. But then he said, it's 2 years already since I spoke about this Rashi, and there is the kasha from this Pasuk, and there are kasha from other psukim also, but no one bothered to ask. At least the Rebbe said it didn't get to him. No one was mediya him that he asked his kashas. Even though it's printed, so everybody could have looked it up and looked into it, and therefore would have looked into it and come up with these kashas, and no one did. But it's like the Mittel Rebbe writes, that when some maimer or things are in ksav yad, they're handwritten, they're not printed, and it's not mugi, it's not even checked over completely, that when people will learn it. But when it gets printed and it's mugi and everything is checked over and everything is edited, then people put it away. They don't even look at that. Even though the sikha that I spoke is there, you could look at it, no one did it. And it's 2 years already that passed. So obviously 2 years is not even, 2 years even is not enough for people to look into something. And the Rebbe complained. And the Rebbe continued later with the kashas that he asked, but he complained why no one looked into it and no one asked the question for 2 years since he said it. I also want to mention something that the Rebbe said in the Farbrengen of Shabbos Parshas Tzav, Tovshin Chav Tes, which is not written in the Hanacha. The Rebbe mentioned there that it says in Tanakh, in Yeshua, that all 40 years when the Yidden were in the desert, they did not do bris milah, they didn't circumcise themselves. But when they went into Eretz Yisrael and they crossed the Yarden, they did circumcise themselves. And the Gemara says, this is in Yevamos Daf Ayin Aleph, the Gemara says that they crossed the Yarden on Yud Nisan, but that day they didn't get the bris, mishum chul shedorcha, because they were weak from the trip. So they got the bris milah afterwards. But it doesn't say which day. It's possible it was a few days later. Especially there's a svara to say to wait a few days, because you have to wait machmas tiltis al derech. If you come from a trip, you have to wait till you calm down. So there was a svara that you should wait. So it doesn't say exactly which day they did the bris milah. But the Rebbe said in Seder Eilam, and also in Rashi, in the Gemara there in Yevamos, and I think in the Gemara in Zvachim, the Rebbe didn't bring the Marmakim, but I'm saying I think that's where it is. There Rashi says, taken from Seder Eilam, clearly that the bris took place on Yud Aleph Nisan. And when the Rebbe mentioned that, he said, and that's the part that's not written in the Hanocha, that Odom Korev Eitzel Atzmai, which means that the reason why he's making a note that it was Yud Aleph Nisan, because since the Rebbe's birthday, Yud Aleph Nisan, and Odom Korev Eitzel Atzmai, a person is close to himself, that's why he's making note of the fact that the bris milah that he did was Yud Aleph Nisan. Even though he didn't touch it so clearly, he just said Odom Korev Eitzel Atzmai, but obviously that's what he meant.